What's up, dudes and dudes? You're up. My name's Seth, and we are back here from about Trove. Today we're going to be talking about the new Awakening the Dawn event, which is going to be going on until November 20th, which means that even if you don't end up getting to it this week, with the Trove Adventure update coming out next week, you're going to be able to grind this out. However, I would recommend that you get this event done as soon as possible, because when the Trove Adventure update comes out next week, you're going to be busy doing a bunch of NPC quests that clubs are going to end up giving you, and oh man, am I excited about that event. But I'm actually really excited about this mount. Not only is it a free mount that we can end up getting, it's radiant, it's beautiful, it goes with tons and tons of gold, beautiful radiant themed costumes, but more so than that, it's actually using a unique character model. This is the first of the Flappy Bird mounts that we've ever seen in the game, which gets me very excited about a whole bunch of different mount ideas, but we'll talk about that after we end up getting through the event. So first and foremost, we're going to be giving away information rather than giving away prizes or anything, so I would personally appreciate if you would like the video, makes it show up in searches and stuff like that. Let's get to it. Collect sunlight bulbs, 200 of them to be exact. Now, sunlight bulbs are not a difficult resource to end up getting. You can just go to a novice world. Well, yeah, you can go to a novice world, but the sunlight bulbs aren't actually going to generate there because the big giant sunflower seeds don't actually generate there. So go to anywhere higher than novice. I'd recommend just U1 and up. I'll put a video, video footage on the screen right now to show you what dungeons you're looking for, and the biome type that you're looking for is the Peaceful Hills. You're going to be able to get 200 sunlight bulbs very easy from 2, if not 3 of those sunlight bulb dungeons. Especially if you ended up doing it on harvest day, you would get a whole bunch more, but it's not really that big of a deal. You can always also buy the resource from the market if you don't want to go and get it, but it's like so easy, why wouldn't you get it? The resource or the item reward that you're going to get for that is 10 gold or 10 chaos chests. Man alive, I'm like so tongue-tied today. And then the next part of the event is craft the shimmering sun silk. Now, it's important to note that the quest actually does point out that you can craft this sun silk at the Wheel of Seasons, either in the hub or in a club world. However, if you look right here in Team Pixel, more specifically, this is only going to affect PC players, we actually don't have the sun silk. However, other club worlds do have it. So I think that this is a exclusive bug to like dungeons that were created on the alpha code, because that's what Team Pixel is. It's that old. Shout out to my boy Stratos for actually pointing that out. But otherwise, you're just gonna come over to the hub if you're in a club that has issues like that, and then just go to the Wheel of Seasons over here, and in the Eternal section, you're gonna see the Shimmering Sun Silk. Only craft one of these. You're not gonna want to craft like a whole ton of them at all. Only the one. I don't even know if it like goes in your inventory or anything, like seriously, what is that? But either way, you're gonna get 5 Bound Brilliance, so we're getting a ton more Bound Brilliance for this quest. And then there's defeat golden scarabs. Now, the way that you're gonna defeat these guys is you're gonna try and hop into a novice world for this one, because most of the novice dungeons are going to generate with a golden beetle scarab, or gold scarab, I guess I should say, as the enemy type. So I'll insert some footage right here of you being in a novice world. You know, you just go past all the dungeons and stuff like that. Look for the ones that specifically say defeat the golden scarab. Go in there, blast them apart. It's going to be really easy. It's not going to take that long. And you're going to get another 5 Bound Brilliance for that. Then there's craft some bombs. You have to craft 50 bombs. So if we come over to an adventurer's crafting table, it's going to be the first tab right here, which is 1 primordial flame and 10 shapestone ore. But the whole thing that's interesting is crafting 1 bomb is essentially going to end up taking resources right here and crafting 4 of them. So that'd be like 50 divided by 4 or something. I don't know. I'll insert text on the screen because I don't want to do math right now of how many bombs you would actually need to craft in order to just get the event part of it done. And you're going to get a double experience potion for that. Then you have to complete 3 not 3, you have to complete 20 3-star dungeons. So you're gonna want to hop into the Shadow Tower. Now for this week, and this is not, the reason I say this week is because this is not going to end up applying for next week if you end up actually grinding this event during the Trove Adventure update and checking out this video. But for this week, just go to Spike Walker, because Spike Walker's got 3 arenas in a row for the Shadow Towers, no dungeons actually generated, so it's really, really fast. And also for those XP farmers out there, you're going to want to go to Hard Spikewalker or Hard Weeping Prophet if you can, because it's actually really good XP to grind and probably better than out in the world and stuff like that. So anyways, for completing 23-star dungeons, you're going to get 5 Bound Brilliance again, because each Shadow Tower dungeon that you complete actually counts as a 3-star dungeon. It's really, really good for filling your tomes as well. Mine infinium, so you have to mine 100 infinium. So what you're going to want to do for this part of the quest is head on over to, is it U2? Yeah, it's U2, because Candoria ends up generating with tons and tons of infinium. You can always use the Fae forest as well in U1. That's not too bad, because the Fae usually generates lots of infinium too, but generally speaking, you're going to find a lot more infinium in the Candorian area. So all you got to do is run into that world, throw down a bomb and stuff, and unfortunately, the resource is not going to... Well, the resource is going to be shared with other players around you, but it's not going to count towards the quest. So I can't confirm whether or not the infinium is going to end up working if you buy it from the store, if that's going to apply to the quest itself. But I would assume that it is, just because it's about the player themselves gathering the resource, right? And then you're going to end up getting 5 Bound Brilliance for that. This is where things get like really, really easy, because now you have to destroy 1,000 blocks. So hopefully those 50 bombs that you ended up crafting should be enough, because otherwise you can just Lasermancy in a straight line. You could Lasermancy straight down, use the Boomeranger's big bomb, or just go and get your Pyrodist Tome and actually use your big bombs, or just use your normal bombs and blast away at the environment. It's important to note that you will not get, the blocks won't actually count if you're destroying dungeon terrain, so make sure that you're just destroying terrain out in the world and stuff like that, and then it's going to be really, really easy. And then you're going to end up getting 25 Diamond Dragonite for that one. That's probably the easiest 25 Diamond Dragonite we've ever seen, and then you're already at the last part of the quest, which definitely is the most difficult, but out of the recent quests that we've seen come up where it's like, kill 300 enemies, kill 500 enemies, kill 1,000 enemies, now we've got a nice, very simple, very easy, defeat 350 enemies, and it's all enemy types. So there's a couple things that you can do for this. Of course, you can end up finding a kill 30 enemy dungeon and just kill 25 enemies, walk away, let the dungeon reset, and come back. Otherwise, I would recommend you go to the Shadow Tower, because you can either fight until the last wave of enemies in a Shadow Arena and then respawn and repeat the process, or if you've got a character that's weak enough, just go to normal Pinata, because what Pinata is going to do is at certain phases of its health, it's going to end up spawning those really annoying Pinata minions, but it's really, really good for farming lots and lots of enemies. So you're going to want to fight as many of those pinatas as you can without killing the boss. Then you just respawn, repeat the process over and over. I kept messing it up because my character, unfortunately, or at least my Neon Ninja, is too powerful, so I kept on accidentally killing the boss and then just having to do it over and over. But finally, last but not least, you're going to be getting the Radiant Butterfly mount. So this guy is going to end up showing up in your inventory after you claim it out of the menu right here. So keep that in mind. And then you just have to unlock the mount itself. So I'll insert a screenshot right here just to show you a brief example. But otherwise, you guys and gals already know what we're talking about here. Now, last but not least, I want to talk about just a couple cool applications that we could end up having for this mount. And then also just conveniently, while I was grinding this event, I ended up getting a chest for the Spikewalker mount, because for some reason, #confirm, the Spikewalker, Weeping Prophet, and Pinata also ended up having their drops. Like normally they would just end up dropping a mount. I guess now they end up dropping chests, the same as Dreadnought and Hydra, right? But for this mount, I think it would be great if the recent event, for example, like the Halloween event, where we ended up getting the Colossal Bat, or whatever that thing's called, right? That would have been fantastic. Under this character model, like this mount model, that would have been a lot better, I think. And also, I do want to point out that for some reason, this event did break a couple things, because our Colossal Bat and recent Halloween Shadows Eve event items have been absolutely, like, they're invisible. We can't see them anymore. But don't worry, they're going to fix this. Whether they're going to do a hot fix before the next update for next week or not, we'll see what happens. But either way, they're going to end up fixing it. It was just really strange that for some reason the Colossal Bat and stuff isn't actually here anymore. Now, The other thing too is with the Trove Adventure update coming out next week, we've actually got a couple Phoenix mounts coming to the game. So I'm going to have another video that's going to talk about this and show these mounts off in a little bit more detail. But I'm just saying that those mounts are also going to end up being on the dragon body type, similar to the Colossal Bat. When unfortunately, like I find it so like kind of lame in a way where we're getting like a phoenix and a bat and these creatures that don't generally have legs that should have animated like this thing, but the devs didn't have the foresight to make those items use this skeleton for some reason, because otherwise this looks great, dude. Like, it really does. Oh, and it's a gliding mount if you didn't already know. And then the other thing too that I find as a personal little qualm of mine against this mount is the fact that it feels heavy. Like, I personally don't like how fast it has to, like, please don't let me hit the ground, you know, like it's flapping like a freak, dude. It would work really good as a hummingbird mount or something like that, which incidentally, Stratus and I were kind of messing around with things, and it turns out that the hummingbird ally that you can get out of the extra life pack actually has its wings animating slower than this guy. Yeah, I know, right? And here's another kick in the teeth for people that ended up getting diamond dragon eggs, because lately we've seen Scintilla, the air dragon, be more and more useless as more and more items have been added to the game. Now, granted, you're still gonna end up getting, like, better gem stats, so of course you're gonna want to actually rock these dragons and stuff. However, one thing that is really, really weird and kind of disappointing is that the Fey Trickster subclass ability makes most mounts, or most wings, I should say, and even gliding mounts and stuff like that, or maybe it's just wings, but either way, it increases your movement speed in the air, right? Let's take a quick little peek. What does it actually say specifically? Flying speed, just in general, so it's just any flying mount. Okay, but either way, that single-handedly made this dragon absolutely useless. And now that we've got this thing right here, you know, I wish somebody else would actually rocking this mount right here so I can show you this as a side-by-side comparison. Actually, I'll take this footage that we're using right now and put a side-by-side comparison, because look at this. The mount is actually using the exact same video effects from the wings. And if not, having the wings on the butterfly mount actually be a little bit more than the dragon itself. It also steals the same smoke V effects, or at least very close to it, of this primordial dragon as well. So that's really, really lame, just because this dragon, I remember back in the day when these primordial dragons came out, this one was hype, dude. It was so cool. And now it's like you either get the water or the fire dragon, or the air dragon, just for the sake of actually, you know, maybe it like makes your gems stronger, and that's the reason why you actually go for it, is just because of needing it, like out of necessity, rather than actually getting it because it's cool. Now, that said, you might prefer this mount over the Radiant Butterfly, but I still do think that it's a little bit strange for them to just reuse the same video effects on this guy. Like, it's like, come on, devs, you didn't have to do that. Anyways, this mount goes with all sorts of different costumes and stuff like that. It's absolutely great. And again, I'm really excited to see what reskins we're going to end up seeing of this mount. I could see like a dark evil crow type of creature, maybe acid themed or something like that. Also, I would love to see a reskin of the bat. And I would also love to see a proper actual phoenix. However, I personally, again, would love to see the wing animation kind of slowed down a bit to be a little bit more majestic, rather than something like this, where doesn't it feel like this mount is really, really heavy just by the way that it's actually flapping its wings and the body kind of keeps bobbing up and down. Now, that said, it works perfectly for this mount because it makes it feel like it's actually made of gold. You know, like it's that heavy and it's trying to keep itself up so that it doesn't just slam into the ground, and that's that. But anyways, that's just my own personal opinion about stuff. Go out there and get this event done with, folks, because next week we got the Trove Adventure update, and that's going to be absolutely awesome. And a free mount, not to mention a cool free mount like this. It's gliding, it's awesome, it's great. You know, while I have my personal little gripes with it, that does not mean that it's not absolutely beautiful. So get out there and get grinding. Thanks so much for watching. Very much appreciate it. Don't forget to like, share, favorite, and subscribe for more daily content. That's also going to build up loyalty points to my merch store. Links are in the description for that. where you can pick up this shirt and a whole bunch of others. Also, if you want to do fan donations, you can sign up with Gawkbox. Be warned that they don't actually have, Gawkbox is not available for everybody on the entire planet, but essentially what it is you sign up for it from your computer, you log into it through your phone app, and then you're going to end up just downloading games or playing games on your phone, and then it's going to end up donating me, money without you having to donate any of your hard-earned cash. All you gotta do is give me something much more valuable, your personal time. Thanks so much for watching, though, everybody. Sayonara and stay epic.